I think everybody wants to compare, what's going on in America right now with the Nazis and World War II. But in reality, I see it much closer to the Austrian-Hungarian Empire and what they were doing in World War One.
Well, there's another like interesting comparison between the two states. They were both at the point where empires collapsed. The Austro-Hungarian Empire was reaching its 250th year during the First World War. It was getting close to that point in time where empires collapse, and which is usually between the 250 to 300 year mark for an empire. If you go back, every major dynasty in Egypt didn't last more than 200 years.
Yeah, exactly. So we're seeing, well, and I mean, at some point, this quantitative easing and the insane amounts that all Western governments owe to international bankers, we're at the exact same spots. It's time for a new world order, and they're getting ready to pull the drug. And
that's World War One was. Look at what happened at the end of World War One. There was 2 royal families left in all of Europe at the end of World War II. That was the Dutch and the English.
Exactly. And it provided the collapse for the empires and became more of this world order that we knew prior to the last few years.
Yeah. It ushered in the era of the United States and the great Western nations.
Well, it was interesting. I had a conversation with a guy that had moved here from Taiwan. He was an expat that had been teaching in Taiwan since he graduated from high school. And one of the things that he said to me that really stuck home, like we were talking about why he left, because I was like, well, why would you leave? It seems like you had a pretty good deal. And he's like, honestly, I was just tired of waking up every day and seeing Chinese jets buzz my house. And he's like, when we first moved there, it would happen occasionally. Every now and again, Chinese warplanes would fly over. He said, by the time we left, it was happening almost daily that you would see, fighter jets flying over, or there'd be something on the news about Chinese ships. And he was like, I had to get out of there. And so we got talking about war and World War. And I said, I think we're getting ready to head to another world war. And he looked at me and he's like, the social contract has expired and it's time for another bloodbath.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, that's a really interesting way of looking at it. Like if you look all throughout history, this keeps happening. It just, now we're in a globalization scale where the world's so interconnected.